To all tenants, please understand, if Joe Biden is elected our next president, everything you do and have to pay for will change completely. Oh, you've seen this one? Oh yeah, you see, it's good, isn't it? Everything will be increased, like paying a lot more in taxes, utilities, gasoline, groceries, new permits, fees and regulations, everything. This also means your rent will be increased to cover these expenses. Most likely, rent would double in price. If the current president is reelected, we will not raise the rent for at least 2 years. Voting is your choice, and we are not telling you how to vote. We are just informing our tenants what we will do according to the election results. If Trump wins, we all win. If Biden wins, we all lose. Now, I'm going to go through this entire segment without mentioning Mao, okay? Is this illegal? I genuinely don't know. That's the thing. A lot of this stuff varies based on state law. I don't actually know the specifics of where this took place or what the laws are there. My issue here isn't with legality, okay? My issue here is with everything else. Now, first of all, I want to say, just right off the bat, if you're a tenant, and your landlord is doing some inhuman fucking shit, you should absolutely be looking around to see if it's legal, okay? But I'm not here to focus on the legality. I'm just saying if you are in that position, you should look around, okay? Now, with regards to this specific message, which went semi-viral online, deservedly so, I love it because it's so indicative. You know, first of all, it's like a fucking mob boss coming to your house, dude, like, hey, that's a pretty nice rent price you got there. Hey, it would be a shame if anything happened to it. Nah, I'm not telling you what you got to do. You don't have to vote Biden, Trump. I'm just saying that who knows what could happen to your rent price if Biden gets elected. I don't know. You know, it could double. I don't know. It's hard to say. I said, whoa, who knows, buddy? Oh, that daughter over there. It's those teeth look a little bit crooked. You think you need braces? Braces are pretty expensive. You might want to save up some money. Wouldn't want to use it on rent. Like this is some fucking the coercive tactic. Look, this bullshit has been a component of rentier negotiations for basically ages. For as long as wait. Listen, folks, here's a quick question to you. How do you know you're paying too much for a product? Like, really? Like, really, really? How do you know? The problem is, under capitalism, there is no definite right price for a product. It's determined by market demand. But market demand is not purely influenced by supply and demand, you know, and the available market forces in a hypothetical first-grade econ class market economy. In reality, the prices of a commodity are largely determined by tactics that producers will take to maximize the profit they make. An easy example of this is diamonds, for example. You have any idea how common diamonds are? If you dig down, Minecraft is real. If you just dig down for like half an hour, you will find diamonds. That's real. So at all points in time, all around the world, there are little Steves, usually child slaves, digging around, gathering up all the diamonds, and you know what they do? The De Beers, they throw them in a hole. They throw them in a hole. A big hole. And they put a little tarp over it. Big tarp, actually. That's how diamonds work. You know why you pay $1,000 fucking dollars for a little diamond? Because they want you to. Because they want to sell you it for more. But those actual diamonds really aren't that scarce. I mean, have you played Minecraft? They're all over the place. Yeah, no resale value from wedding rings. That's goddamn true. Hey, folks, here's a fun little trick you want to do if you have some time and money. Okay, are you ready for it? Try to resell gold jewelry. It's pretty easy, right? Try to resell diamond jewelry. Oh, wait, hold on. Wait. Oh no, we don't take that here. Sorry. Oh, what'd you pay for that ring? $1,000? Sorry. We can't pay you that. Maybe $5? You don't know what the shit you're buying is worth. When you buy some shit at a grocery store, how much did that take to produce? Do you know? Do you have any idea? Because I don't fucking know. You can compare it to other prices and other venues. But what if they're in on the game? This is how landlords work. Why do landlords raise their price? Has the price of the property increased? The value of the property? Sometimes, yeah. Sometimes fucking no. Have you ever noticed that rent seems to keep rising in neighborhoods with depreciating value? Does anyone ever lived in like kind of a crap area? Your land isn't increasing in value, but the rent goes up anyway. Why is that? Now, admittedly, in some places, there is a oh, hold on. Whoa. Caught me up there on the segment, Jesus. Ooh. Got that muted COVID sneeze. Y'all know how that be. In some places, the value of the land that you're renting does go up with time. And in places like that, you can make a legitimate argument for increasing rent prices. Now, hold on, wait. Am I justifying landlords? Fuck no! I'm saying they can make a good argument for it. But that process is by necessity one which has to fuck you. If you think about what a landlord does, what does a landlord actually do? A landlord buys a chunk of land and then they rent it out to other people. Is that work? No. Of course not. Now, some people will say, well, the landlord actually maintains and upkeeps the property. No, they fucking don't. That's called a property manager, and landlords hire the property managers to do that using your money. Landlords don't do that. Actually, my old landlord did do that back when I lived with my parents. That one single landlord. Most people don't have that experience. Property management and landlording are two separate, well, I'd call them both jobs, but only one of them is. They're two separate things. When you're a landlord, your only goal is to extract as much money as possible from the tenants who live underneath you, and you got to come up with any possible justification to do so. You know? I mean, to some of the older people in chat, okay? To some of the older people in chat, have you ever gotten an excuse from your landlord about rent raising? Some landlords will just do it. They'll be like, okay, it's been 3 years. It's $200 up. Have you ever gotten an excuse? Yeah, some of you have. Yeah, it's always something, isn't it? It's always some fucking bullshit, isn't it? Because sometimes they don't even tell you, but sometimes they do. Yeah, market rate goes up. Yeah, sometimes, yeah, the neighbors' prices, we have to maintain competitive, inflation has gone up. It's always something. It's always something. Absolute bullshit. Yeah, maintenance prices have increased. Yeah. That's a good one too. Yeah, all the maintenance these landlords do. Somebody in chat asks, are you pro renting but against landlords? Yeah, actually. Yeah, you fucking got me, my dude. See, renting on its own as a concept isn't a bad thing. Not everybody who lives in a place should have to own that place. That gets complicated and messy. The problem is that you're renting it from somebody trying to make money from you. That's the issue. I support the decommodification of housing. I think all these houses should be either cooperatively owned in housing co-ops, which is a real thing you can find in the States, or by the state. Not my preference. I like the cooperative model better, but fuck it, let's decommodify and figure it out later. And then when you rent a place, because like if you're a college student and you just want like an apartment next to your university, you don't want to own your land. That involves a big fucking process. And then when you move, you have to sell that land to somebody else. Do you want like a 20-year-old to have to like juggle selling their current home to have to move to another place and then they get the mortgage on that? No, God, no. That's a full... Renting can be useful. The issue is we're renting from fucking assholes. We're renting from a system that denies you any authority whatsoever over your property while extracting from you all of the money necessary to pay the mortgage. What exactly is a landlord doing if all you're doing is giving the money to pay them their mortgage plus extra? Like they buy the house and then they just rent it and you pay their mortgage. Like, what the fuck is that about? Why? They're just chilling? I mean, yeah. I don't think all landlords are bad people or whatever. I want to be clear, though. I think this landlord is a bad person. I think this landlord is a fucking terrible person. Just to be clear, this one, I'm very confident laying a judgment on the moral character of this individual right here. Rent would double in price to cover the expenses. I like how even if Trump wins, the rent will not be raised for at least 2 years, by the way. I really, really like that. Like, listen, I don't know if I'm going to be able to survive if Joe Biden is elected president of the United States. But if Trump is elected, I promise you that I will not raise the rent once. Until 2 years from now, and it'll go up $200 a month. Like, even then, they're like, business as usual, baby. Maybe more than 200. You know, I don't know how much the price is going up there. I imagine with how this looks, this is being done to relatively low-income housing. That is the guess that I would make. Because they do scummier shit. Oh, yeah, they're in charge of a trailer park, which makes it even more scummy. Yeah. The scummiest shit happens to the poorest people, too. They don't do this shit to high-rise condos. They don't do this to high-rise condos. They don't do it. Professional property management companies that rent out apartments that cost $4,000, $5,000, $6,000, $7,000, $8,000, $10,000 a month, they don't fuck you like this because they know you have lawyers, because they know you can negotiate. That's the fucking difference. Poor people, though, you can do whatever the fuck you want to poor people. Poor people can't afford lawyers. What's the solution to all this without rent control? It's simple. First of all, I just want to say, if a person is in a position where they're living in a trailer park for like $300 a month, and that's a financial struggle for them, fixing that problem was going to have to go beyond fixing the housing crisis. That's like a number of intersecting issues right there. Poverty and probably some race shit too. Like, there's a lot of stuff going on there. But generally speaking, with housing, one of the big issues is that A, our laws are extremely favorable to landowners. Like, really favorable to them. And two, we don't build enough houses. We should build more houses. What's wrong with building houses? I love it when I see new houses being built. I love it. That's my favorite thing. I have fond memories. Back when I was but a wee lad, where I would drive around with my little high school girlfriend to development sites in Los Angeles where houses were being constructed, and we would fuck. You know, it's an important cultural touchstone. You know, one of the biggest problems that we have with housing is that we don't build houses. And the reason we don't build houses is because current landowners don't want us to. We have thousands of empty homes in the US. That's a common misconception. Hold on. Common misconception. There are 5 empty homes for every homeless person doesn't really explain the totality of the issue here. The issue is those empty houses, usually frictional house emptiness. Either property managers hold on to that to allow the land value to appreciate before selling it, or it's literally just places that are empty that are going to be filled soon. There's always like a movement of people moving around. The issue is we don't want homeless people to just like fill up existing empty houses. That's not a good solution, please God, trust me. What we want is to invest in the social services and the affordable housing necessary to give these people a second, third, whatever shot at life. We need to build more houses. It's simple. There's no reason not to. It improves our economy. It gives us the opportunity to expand more, both in population and in regards to like the actual physical expansion of this country. It makes this place bigger. It makes this place better. America is so empty. America, do you have any idea how empty America is? Like space-wise. We're the most powerful country on Earth. And there are tracts of land in America that are just fucking empty. Why not just refurbish the old houses? Because they're owned by somebody. And refurbishing doesn't make them available to the homeless. We need more houses. The more empty houses there are, the lower the price of existing housing will be. Supply demand. How do we decide who gets the good house? What are we talking about right now? I'm talking about fixing the problem with fucking landlords. Okay? We need more houses. It'll drive the prices down. One of the biggest issues we have here is that landowners, either landlords or people who just own their own houses and have for a long time, are invested in the prevention of further development because the more houses are built, the less their land is worth. It doesn't work for them. But when you have situations like this going on, and I'm willing to believe that wherever this took place, this was probably illegal. So hopefully they're able to get the legal aid that they need to challenge this ridiculous behavior. But with regards to this, this is just the landlord being stupid. If the landlord was smart, this wouldn't be a legal issue. Because you could phrase this in a way that isn't voter coercion. It's really, really easy. Hey, I'm encouraging all of my tenants to go and vote. This election is incredibly important. On the ballot measures are a number of economic proposals that will have grave consequences for the state of this country. I encourage you to vote for whichever president you believe. No, not even that. I encourage you to do whatever you think, whatever your heart calls you to do, and to consider the impact the respective candidates' policies will have on our economy and on the state of our housing market. And then at the bottom, just have a little a little American flag with a 2020 underneath it. That's pretty obviously implying people should vote Trump. And if you know your landlord and you know your landlord's conservative, the implication is even stronger. But what I just said right there isn't illegal. That right there, that's totally legal, above board. But it completely conveys the exact same implication. The problem here isn't that this specific landlord is bad, it's that this was one of the rare landlords stupid enough to be this exquisitely open about being bad. We need to fix the underlying problem, which is that there is essentially no mechanism our country uses to effectively control the rights and the wallets of tenants. And there are a million things we can do about this. On its own, rent control, not enough. Build more houses. We need to change the law to enforce even greater tenant protections. Some states have very, very strong protections for evictions, which is fantastic. We need to, in fact, I wouldn't even be opposed to there being a new court system. You know how we have small claims courts? What if we had a smaller court system in every district specifically for housing issues? People's courts, you know? Specifically to resolve disputes between landowners and tenants. Something like that. They would deal with a very small range of issues. You could argue your own case. And what's more, and this is the important thing, it's the deterrent element. Right now, most of the terrible shit landlords do is illegal, and they know it. The only reason they get away with it is because they know their tenants are too poor and too ignorant to challenge it. And you'd have to get a lawyer, and it's a whole fucking process. But if it was like small claims court, where you could represent your own case, and you have an immediately available legal system to hear out your claim, specifically for housing disputes, I think that would go a long way towards encouraging landlords to be way the fuck more careful. My personal opinion. Here's that landlord's Twitter. No surprise, he's posting a bunch of crazy shit. Is this actually the landlord's Twitter? I don't really know if I can verify that. Trump. Attention landlords, let your tenants know that if Joe Biden wins, you will have to increase rent to cover tax burdens and regulations he will enact. Let tenants know everything will increase. Rent, groceries, utilities, taxes, clothing, food, schooling, prescriptions, etc. Nice, that ratio. Woo! What are you gonna do? I feel like it's the same landlord, you know? I'm getting the feeling right here. Just, a feeling that I got. Yeah, source, trust me. Yeah. If only ratioing on Twitter was the same as filing a legal deposition. If only we had that power. Small claims court is already the place for these types of disputes. Wait, hold on. Wait. Is that true? Can small claims courts be used to file lawsuits for misbehavior against landlords? I thought small claims courts had like a limit of like 4,000, but they were usually for like small commodities. Is that true? Interesting. I actually did not know that. Well, maybe that could be expanded in some way. The question is it working? The limit is 7,000. Yeah, but we're not talking about monetary restitution. We're talking about severe consequences for landlords who do that. You know? I don't think the solution to landlord misbehavior should be they have to cough up $1,500 to one of their tenants. I think it should be, perhaps something a little bit more systemic. But whatever the case may be, it's something we have to do.